Oil should draw two salaries while doing one job. Well, now we're continuing our series of interviews with the party leaders. We're joined tonight in studio by the leader of the Labour Party, Eamon Gilmore. You're very welcome to the programme, Mr Gilmore. You said today that the choice for the electorate, those who want to see a change of government this week on Friday, is either a single party, a Fine Gael government with an overall majority, or a coalition government between yourselves and Fine Gael. Does that mean that talk of a Labour-led government, Eamon Gilmore for Taoiseach, is now completely off the agenda?
Well, the election is not over yet, not by a long shot, and it's not decided, of course, by polls or pundits. It'll be decided by individual voters in their polling stations next Friday. But I think what the polls are suggesting is that the contest is now boiling down to a straightforward choice between Fine Gael getting an overall majority, single-party government, a monopoly of power to one political party, or a coalition government made up of Fine Gael and Labour, which would be, in our view, a more fair and balanced government.
But either way, you would accept the likelihood is that Enda Kenny will be the next Taoiseach?
Well, that's according to the opinion polls, but let's do a rain check on that.
Okay.
I mean, nobody has cast a vote yet,
right.
And we do have to wait and see what the outcome of the election is on Friday.
So, what would be the difference between a Fine Gael government with an overall majority and one which was in coalition with you?
Well, first of all, I think there is the issue of the monopoly of power. I don't think it's desirable that a monopoly of power is given to one party. Secondly, I think there has to be balance. I think there has to be balance in a government. And the type of balance that the Labour Party is talking about is a government, first of all, that is committed to getting people back to work. Because I think one of the things that we've lost sight of in the course of this election campaign is that it is the family budget that is really important here.
Yeah, but I'm just in terms of specifics, what would be the differences that people would see?
Well, the differences would be, first of all, a government that looks out for families. The Labour Party has been very clear that we wouldn't cut child benefit, that we're putting a very strong emphasis on education.
The child benefit is non-negotiable?
The child benefit, we've been very clear. I think families have already suffered enough as it is. They've seen their pay packets plundered by universal social charge. Adding an additional cut of child benefit to that is unfair.
Third-level fees? Is that a red line issue?
Third-level fees, the Labour Party abolished third-level tuition fees, and we have no plans to bring them back. We disagree with the Fine Gael proposal for a graduate tax, because the problem at the moment is that young people are coming out of university and they can't get jobs. And if you bring in a graduate tax, all you're going to do is encourage them to emigrate. Many parents are worried at the moment
these two issues,
that young people... because many parents are worried that young people are emigrating and they're afraid that they won't come back.
You're saying that if with Labour in government on these two issues, there will not be the reintroduction of third-level fees, and there will be no cuts in child benefit.
Yes, the Labour Party will have a very family-focused approach to all issues, making sure that things are done fairly. But I think more importantly... But I think more importantly than that, I think we also have to... I think what people are looking for from the next government are a solution to the economic problems that we're facing, and the economic problems that families are facing in their own lives. Are we going to get the jobs created? Are we going to ensure that families don't lose their home? The Labour Party has been very clear in giving a commitment that whatever happens during this recession, that families should not lose their home. And on the issue of taxation, we've been very clear that there will be no increases in taxation for people earning less than 100,000 a year.
All of this, or much of this, is predicated on renegotiating the IMF bailout deal and pushing out the fiscal adjustment, getting our deficit back under control to 2016. Now, what is that going, particularly extending the period of making the adjustment, what is that going to cost in terms of additional interest payments? Because we all know if you extend your loan, you're going to have to pay more. Yes,
but the difference is that you allow the economy to grow. The problem with the EU-IMF deal as it currently stands is that it will drive the country back into recession. It will not allow the economy to grow. It will not allow jobs to be created. And incidentally,
but what's going to be the cost of extending the period of adjustment out to 2016?
There won't be cost because you'll have the economy growing. But the Labour Party's approach to this is based on getting economic growth. If you get people back into employment...
Overall, it may be beneficial, but there has to be a cost associated with extending the period for making the adjustment, because you've got to borrow more money and pay more interest.
But you see, there's a cost of not doing it, and the cost of not doing it, which has been identified...
Well, we can set that to one side, but what will it cost? I mean, people know if they borrow a mortgage for 25 or 30 years, there are additional costs. What's the additional cost of doing that?
No, the cost of not doing it, which has been calculated by the European Commission, is 5 billion. What the Labour Party is saying is that if we do it sensibly, if we do it over a longer period of time, that we're going to have more growth.
What's it going to cost to extend the period of adjustment out to 2016?
It won't, because the economy will grow faster and will grow more. We'll have more people back in employment. Everybody that's out of employment, every job that's lost is €20,000 extra. So the more people you get back into employment, the more you're getting back into the state coffers, the more money you have circulating in the economy, the more that's being raised by that.
The more it'll cost you in interest payments, but fair enough.
On the interest payment, because I think this is an important point. I mean, on the interest payment, we're paying a penal rate of interest at the moment on the money that is coming from the EU and the IMF. When the Labour Party first started talking about renegotiating that, we were told it couldn't be done, and now both Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael are agreeable it can be done. That's the difference. The Labour Party believes that that deal can be renegotiated in order to ensure that jobs are created, that the economy grows, and that this country gets out of the recession that it's in.
Eamon Gilmore there, we'll leave it. Thanks for talking to us on 6-1. Now.